I said, hey yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy MoHodls, and we're back with another video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I've been away for a family matter, and it's been about like 8 or 7 days now, and I'm happy to be back and uploading, but definitely had to take some time away. And you know, we're going to be talking about everything XRP today. We're going to be talking about all the on-chain data. We're going to be talking about all the updates, if you've missed them, that you may need to know or want to consider, of course, especially if you're investing in XRP, because again, when we look at the price chart right now, you know, a lot of people lose sight of the fact that XRP has been ranging for over 2,000 days, right? Now, everyone is focusing on, oh, let's look at the daily. What is the daily doing here, right? They look at all this garbage. Then they even go down to the 1 hour and they look at all this garbage. And some people have the audacity to go down to the 10-minute and try to make an analysis of what is going to happen next. Now, of course, I respect the day traders. They trade by the minute chart. I respect the people who are swing trading, looking at the daily and up, and even the 4 hour and up, right? But the point of this video is for your average, you know, investor that's not looking to trade every single moment, but someone who is looking to maybe build a position, maybe consider buying some, or maybe even selling some. I don't know what you guys want to do, but for me, my strategy is to keep accumulating XRP because we're range bound. We are not trending up or down all the way since 2017. Ever since we hit the high all the way at $3.48 according to Bitstamp, we've been trending sideways. Yes, we had this move all the way up to the range high over here at $2 in 2021, but guess what? We've continued to go range bound. There has not been any type of trend breakout in any direction. In fact, you know, this has continued to build steam. So, I mean, that's as real as it gets. And I just wanted to let you guys know that after 2,000 days of consolidation, we've seen the most critical level being held. And this is the level you want to look at, right? So I'm going to actually forward to this Twitter thread that I've created back in March of 2017, or not 2017, what the hell am I saying? March of 2023. And you guys can feel free to follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description if you're interested. But pretty much I just document what is going on with XRP each and every single month or week or whenever the hell, you know, a breakout is occurring. But I document everything, and I tried to give a reasonable, unbiased, and strictly data-driven, you know, like thesis behind all of my forecasting, right? So, you know, you can clearly see here that I was anticipating a breakout, and I had this red zone highlighted because this is the most important support and resistance level on the XRP chart. And you can see here that I've drawn that out and I articulated it in the most clearest way possible. I don't know what else you need to see that this level is pretty much the most critical level. Like, look at all the levels that it rejects and also acts as a support here as well, right? Like, you can see that back in 2021, when we got up to $2, it bounced off that level 3 to 4 times. And today, you know, when we look at this chart, or actually back in June, we saw a breakout, and again, resistance, price pushing down, of course, documenting the higher lows, updating the thread, showing that this is the level we want to break. And I kind of joke about this stuff, talking about how it's going to break it. And then, of course, it breaks through it. And this is why it's so important that you guys understand where I'm coming from, because, you know, I literally talked about this level being hit again, right? And this green box that we're in right now, like this level right now, I didn't expect it to fall this much or fully retrace the XRP is not a security ruling, but that's not something that we've never seen before. Back over here in 2020, we've seen, you know, price come back down this low, right? And actually, I don't know why this is not populating. And I think I have to change the color here, but the idea is that we hit this low and we pretty much wiped all liquidity. Now, granted, the fractal might not play out the same. You're not going to see the same bottom structures every single time. Charts never play out the same, guys. I need some of you guys to really understand that at the end of the day, yes, you can use fractals. Yes, you can look at different bottoms. But the charts will never play out the same. No matter how much you try to put it together, they're never, ever going to play out the same. Bitcoin has bottomed and topped in different ways every single time, guys. And the reason for that is because psychology in the market is changing. These assets get more and more mature, and things continue to change and develop, guys. So you cannot expect a COVID type of capitulation style to take place today. It's just not reasonable. And you know, throughout the thread, of course, I updated it. I've even updated it today. And again, I spoke about this level being hit again, this green box, in which it did. And then, of course, you know, we had a sell-off into the green box, which is nothing out of the ordinary. And I spoke about how this is an important level to hold. Okay. Now, again, this is literally 9 minutes ago. Nothing has changed, guys. We're still holding this level. We're still chopping sideways. And there's nothing to really be worried about unless we lose this level, unless there is a close up below here, right? That would be something to worry about. But right now that we don't see those signs. We're actually seeing my thesis be more and more correct, which is that as long as we're holding this green box, as long as price is trading in or above, there is nothing to be worried about. And when we look closer, yes, we're making a series of higher highs and higher lows. We did take out this low here, and that's still fine, because when you look at this overall trend, right, from this whole year or even from this low here, or we'll start from the beginning of the year. That's fine, right? Like even if you start back over in December, which is right over here, all you see is a series of higher highs and higher lows, and that is the main idea here. You have your low, you have a high, you have a low, you have a high, right? It kind of chops here, and then you have a high, and then of course it does take this low, but it's not really to a point where you can say that it's gonna go much lower. Now again, I do have a bearish bias that I will be sharing. And again, my biases are based off of if then, right? So if the price breaks below this box, right, and it closes below 46 cents, then I will be saying that 25 cents is possible, right? So it's an if then situation. And I make that very clear to you guys in this video, that if 46 or 45 is a target that is closed below for the weekly, and again, we see a rejection of that level, then that means we're probably gonna go to 25 cents. But right now, as it stands, the RSI is way too strong. When we look at the weekly, yes, we have this little deviation here, but this is nothing out of the ordinary. We've seen this before. It's still trending above 45, which is more of a bullish territory for XRP, and you can see that historically. But again, we'll see how this plays out. Of course, it's gonna take time. It's gonna require patience, but we'll see, of course, how this ends up playing out. Taking a look at the market cap chart, right? So this is your XRP chart according to crypto, the crypto market cap. And again, you continue to see this trend play out. Now, the Elliott wave count that I had is starting to get a little bit wonky. And for the sake of not confusing a lot of us here, this channel has kind of broke this low here. So I think this is a complex correction. I don't know if this is going to be a 2 anymore. It could be that there's a double ABC correction or some type of flat longer than I expected, but it did not play out how I expected, and that's okay, right? Because that's what trading is at the end of the day, right? My fundamental level and fundamental plan when I've been pretty much entering and buying and selling XRP has strictly been around this level here. The Elliott wave count is strictly just for confluence, right? Again, when we look at the most important elements of Elliott wave is that one, that pretty much one is going to be a big move upwards. You have your retracement. It's usually equal in time. And I kind of articulated that here, that this whole cycle of this 1-2 has played out over what? Let's see here. About 840 days. And then we've also seen potentially, if this is the start of wave 3 going up here, which I don't know if it is, then we'll probably watch to see how it plays out. But once you start seeing explosive price action, very volatile price action, the way we've seen in March in 2017, that's when you can probably bet that the market is, or a wave 3 is commencing, right? So we'll see how that plays out. But again, it's going to require patience and time. But I do believe that it's possible that wave 3 is underway. I just don't know and have the confidence to say that it's going to start now. And the reason for that is because the whole market is chopping, even though we're seeing bullish signs across the board. Again, total is very bullish, right? We've been going sideways here for 448 days, and this is a resemblance of the whole entire cryptocurrency market cap, right? The fact that we've been going sideways for so long, accumulating under this range, the moment we reclaim this level, guys, it is gone. This is the last time you'll see prices at this level. And I try to say that in a very calm manner, and I continue to buy as much as I can, right? And that's not just for XRP. I buy a lot of other assets. And even seeing this, right? This is your stablecoin dominance chart. This is USDC and USDT combined. And what you're seeing here is hidden bearish divergence. You're seeing a breakdown. You're seeing people rotate out of stables into cryptos. And that is another sign that you pretty much want to take into consideration. Of course, there's many ways you can look at this. It's not going to be a one size fits all ordeal, but taking a look at all these different indicators, taking a look at everything across the board, total, XRP, BTC holding or going sideways for 2,000 days above this level, right? Seeing stables drop, seeing that total is pretty much very, very bullish here because we're going to probably see a breakout. And you've seen what the ranges look like when they reclaim the low. This is your prime example, guys. We went sideways here for 308 days and we reclaimed the low, and then that was it. It was moon time. So again, in this instance, we've gone sideways for even longer. And the moment we reclaim, we're probably going to shoot up to potentially 10 trillion in market cap, or even higher, or maybe a little lower. Nobody knows. But once the data is presented, once we're able to see all that play out, then we can properly establish what the resistances are, or maybe we don't even get that high, right? There's so many different circumstances that can play out, but the most important thing is to have a reasonable bias and understand that data can change. It's possible that one moment you can be bullish, but if new data presents itself, right? If this breaks down, like one candle just takes us straight down to, 400 billion market cap, that means it's probably gonna be more blood. So I'd have to change my bias. And that's obviously an extreme example. That's probably not gonna happen, right? I mean, if that happens, guys, we're screwed. But the idea is that you must be open-minded, but when you combine all this data, you get very, very bullish. And the last chart I want to actually share is actually going to be the XRP BTC chart, because I believe that right now XRP is in a very interesting position here. I think that we're probably going to continue to see XRP outperform BTC for the year. And this is a very interesting chart there. So we'll see what happens. It didn't fully retrace like it did on the USD chart versus Bitcoin, which I thought was quite interesting. But again, this chart has been very difficult to do TA on, specifically because this white line here that you guys see has just been a good level to keep an eye on. When XRP is trading above that, it's usually uptrending, and when it's trading below it, it's usually downtrending. It's kind of like the level that I have mapped out here, except this is a little bit more structured as far as it has more taps, price action is a little bit more clear, and you're able to kind of guess a little bit better using TA, right? So like you have, again, multiple touches, you have, again, like this range of 2,000 days sideways. You can kind of put together a picture. In this instance, price action is very choppy here. There has not been a lot of volatility in between all this, so you kind of don't know exactly what's going to happen here. But according to the USD chart, it just looks like it's going to break out. So this leads me to believe that this is also going to break out. And this is going to be a very good tool to use when we're mapping out the top for Bitcoin, right? Because again, if this gets up to here and XRP is trading around like, $8, this might be the top, right? Because this is a resistance level on the XRP BTC chart, and a lot of people are not going to be looking at this. So that is your tip of the day. Even though it can go much higher, it can potentially pass this area. It's something to consider. And with that, I appreciate you guys for making it to the end. Please like and sub if you do like this content, if it did bring you any value. And actually, I just realized I forgot to show you guys the on-chain data, so I just lied. So if anybody clicked off and you're still here, or you're still here, congratulations, because they played themselves. I wanted to show you guys some on-chain data here. This is transaction volume on the XRP network reaching an all-time high of 4.8 billion tokens. And, this is actually so important. Why? Because, when we look at XRP as a digital asset and we look at these USD charts, there's something on-chain that is missing that people don't understand. Usually there's some type of utility, some type of speculation, or sometimes it's both. And that's something important to consider if you're going to invest in an asset, simply because the more things you have going for it, the more likely you are to succeed, or the more likely you are to see the outcome that you expect, right? Because if there is speculation in a good way, if there is on-chain data, which is literally exculpatory evidence of, trying to use data to support your thesis, that is a sign that the market is most likely advancing, right? And especially for the XRP network, we want to see more people using the network, because what that pretty much means is that the network is successful, the network is good, people are using it, and that means that developers are going to continue to grow on there, which means more applications, which means more people are going to have to buy XRP, which slowly means that the price of XRP will appreciate. So that's what I'm getting at. Also, taking a look over here from sentiment, this is a sign that, again, 4.8 billion tokens were being used, which is the highest on-chain volume that XRP has ever seen. This was recorded on September 1st, which is all very, very interesting. Also, there has been another post from Sentiment that talks about how there are 221 addresses that XRP is pretty much being accumulated, that there's addresses of 10 million to 1 billion tokens being, increased in an amount of holders. So there's 221 addresses. I think I shared this already, but it's still very interesting to consider these things. And when we look at the lawsuit, there's still a little bit of drama going on, and this does hold back XRP just a little bit, simply because, a lot of people or investment companies and all these hedge funds, they may not want to be put on, a radar under the SEC's purview, holding an asset like XRP, specifically because, when is litigation going on? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're holding something that the SEC is trying to do damage to, right? And that kind of sounds funny to say, simply because XRP is not a security that's not up for debate, but the SEC will still sue you even though you could be doing everything right. That's what I've learned, unfortunately. We've seen it time and time again. The SEC targets good actors, right? So if you do something they don't like, that they can sue you. And that's like one reason why it's possible some companies are just not really fully comfortable adopting XRP, not just yet. So which is, gonna play out, I think, after the lawsuit is fully resolved. We're gonna see more adoption than we've ever seen for XRP, because when Ripple goes public, people are gonna learn what Ripple is. People are gonna learn what XRP is, because XRP is the heartbeat of Ripple, and that's a direct quote from Brad Garlinghouse. So we'll see what happens. Of course, it is going to be very interesting. Another thing that's happened is Ripple has acquired Fortress, which is very, very interesting, because Fortress is a product that custodies assets for a lot of Bitcoin maxis, and this has been very, very funny. But we're seeing more acquisitions in the middle of this quote-unquote bear market. I don't think it's a bear market, by the way, and a lot of people are worried. And this just continues to make me laugh, simply because there has been a continuous narrative that XRP is this, Ripple is that. There's a lot of hate because, again, they are correlated in most people's eyes. Of course, the newbies that are coming into the market, more of them are educated and they're understanding the differences. But this is very interesting stuff, and I want to continue seeing how this all plays out, because what is Ripple doing with all these acquisitions? We saw Medico, we saw Fortress. There's probably other acquisitions that we don't even know about, maybe smaller ones, but they're literally building a powerhouse. I don't think that people really understand what they're doing. I don't even fully understand what they're doing, but they're not doing small things, right? They're acquiring some of the biggest and most talented firms in this space, and I think that they're getting ready to gear up for some serious things, and that makes me super excited. Another thing that I didn't share here, I forgot to grab a screenshot, is that SBI also is now going to be using XRP for cross-border payments. I think they're expanding in like the Philippines and South America, which is very, very interesting. So you're seeing more XRP usage on chain, and also you're seeing more people use XRP for what it was designed for, which is very, very good, because again, if a bank like SBI is using XRP, that just lets you know that slowly other banks will follow, and slowly it will be more and more adopted around the world for what it's supposed to be used for, which is, again, cross-border payments, right? That's the most commonly used use case that XRP is known for. And again, that doesn't mean it can't be used for other things, but let's be serious. For me, I use XRP sometimes for cross-border payments or for sending money to someone, because it's the fastest, cheapest, and the easiest to interact with, especially finally since it's been listed in the United States. And the last thing I want to share with you guys is the proper party. Ever since XRP has been deemed a non-security by Annalise Torres or Judge Netburn, whoever said, I think it was actually Mrs. Torres, there has been an exciting outburst from Ripple, and they're throwing a party. And it's just super exciting, guys, because there's allegedly going to be two of like 5 things that are going to happen, which is maybe Ripple goes public. Maybe there is a big partnership that is going to be announced. Who knows what's going to happen? But all we know is that we are super excited. I will be attending myself. So if you see this video and you catch me there, I'll be wearing a blue suit. That's your hint. And again, I'm super excited because I get to finally be around the community, some of the people who have actually stuck out throughout this whole lawsuit, the whole entire 3 years of complete garbageness, and finally seeing XRP come out the other side and be on the right side of history is amazing to see. So now, with that, thank you guys for making it to the end. Please like and sub if you haven't already. And as always, hodl, hodl, hodl. Peace.